On our show today, Yana Smaglo, one of the first Ukrainian refugees to have crossed the border to the UK after the launch of Russian invasion, and has won a Dragon's Den investment.
Yana, I think it's incredible because I think you're a really great bet. So whether it's this, something else that you do, I would love to be on that journey with you. So I'll offer you all of the money for what you ask for, 10%.
You should listen to people who live the life that you want to live. I have a bigger goal.
Yeah.
Until I won't achieve this goal, I can't stop. And I thought, how can I use my skills and my background? Because I had quite a big background in Ukraine, 8 years in the business. So I thought, how can I use it for, help my country, help my colleagues in Ukraine, and help myself to survive here.
Hi guys, very excited to open up a new episode of the Future Skills podcast, and today I'm really thrilled to introduce you to my guest, who's someone who to me personifies the term perseverance, resilience, and never give upness. And that's a term that you can gather I've just molded up and came up with, but surely you'll notice why I've made this selection. Today we have as our guest Yana Smaglo. Yana, welcome. A few words about yourself, please.
Hello. First of all, I apologize for my voice and for my English.
No worries.
I'm Ukrainian refugee. Arrived to the UK 2 years ago after full invasion and launched my own company. It's a distribution company called Nenya. We are supplying Ukrainian products and services around the world.
Yeah.
Internationally.
Yana, welcome. Your journey has been absolutely unique when it comes to, as you said yourself, when we've been doing a little bit more of a preemptive talk beforehand, you've left your country when there was no time to think, there was time to act, and you did it pretty much on the same day when the invasion started and went through. But it also is a testimony to the fact that you had your heritage before it all happened. You had a standalone business, you had your investments, you had full operational scale alongside, and yet things were no longer as they used to be. So you needed to take action. Can you tell us how did it happen, in a sense that what have you left behind before you made that decision?
Leave the Ukraine, it wasn't actually plan or decision or something. It was necessary action because the war started. I don't think that I would ever leave it. Maybe at some point as experiment to live somewhere, but in general, I have established life, work, business, everything that in general I need to feel myself established, safe, accomplished. And I worked in a company, I've been designer, I did wonderful projects, traveled, had normal life, as a lot of Ukrainians. So, they live all life. It wasn't my decision. It was something that I should do because of the war. It started quickly. Nobody actually expected it. It was a lot of gossips.
Yeah.
About it around, but nobody
would ever
really
believe
in
right?
this.
Yeah.
Even my friends from Europe, they're like, it can be possible. Like nobody let them attack Ukraine. In general, my plan was, if something happened, I quickly grab things and leave.
Yep.
And I prepared, I put all documents in one place. Mm-hmm. I prepared some cash. But it was just in case.
Yeah,
You never believe, but just in case. In general, people do it, I don't know, in case of fire or something.
Yep.
So you never believe in it, but you do it for just in case. So war started. I escaped for the first day. I stay a little bit in Lviv for 1 week, and I understood that nothing getting better. It won't stop or something. Russians were really close to Kyiv. So I decided to cross the border, and I went to Poland, and from Poland to Germany for a few weeks. Then I spent a few weeks in France, and then UK opening the hosting program for Ukrainians, and my friends invited me to come here to the UK. So it's how my journey started.
Thank you so much for sharing. I can imagine the fact that when you're saying there wasn't much time to think and you were in the position to, as you said yourself, you had your luggage prepared just in case, but you never would have thought that that time would come. Right. Yeah, in fact, I heard a lot of cases of our grandparents when they were in the position with the Second World War, but again, who would have thought that this situation could have come along? And with you coming here to the UK at the early days, as you said yourself, when the funding scheme to help the Ukrainian ethnicity when they would come over was not even there in place to support it. So it wasn't necessarily finalized. Can you let us know, how did you find yourself in that position? What were your initial thoughts? What were you thinking of doing when you just came along?
First of all, I was a little bit shocked. Why I chose UK? Because my friends were here, because I thought that I can speak English. But yeah, I was actually first refugee who came, and people on the border everywhere, they don't know what to do with me. They didn't know. You know, here, the country where everything should be like, everything goes slow and like
according to procedures, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. And here, they were like, "Oh my God, are you from Ukraine?" And they were shocked. They like running around me and like, "Okay, I'm okay. Don't worry. I'm okay. I'm feeling well." I stayed with my friends. We've been a few weeks out in Scotland.
Yeah.
Just relax, like put myself together. Then we come back, and I went to like Ukrainian club. They proposed me to like give me a SIM card for my phone, like some elements that like can they propose. But what about? I think I started to look for a job. From second days
pretty much the next day after you arrived. Mm-hmm.
I haven't a lot of money with myself, so I thought, and I'm not the person who will sit on the benefits. Really, I'm young, I'm healthy. It's not my thing. So I started to look for a job, but nobody replies to me. And I quite understand, because they didn't know how everything is going, what Ukrainians, do they have right for a job?
Or visa support or any documentation.
What's going on? Maybe war stop for a few weeks and they will come back home.
Got you. So, a lot of uncertainties.
Yeah. After a few months, when a lot of Ukrainians came, they got job quite easy in like coffee shops or, I don't know, clothing shops or something. But first few months, it wasn't so easy. Nobody replies to me, or even if they reply, they're like, no, we don't show that it's a good decision. And I checked the news, spoke with my friends who stay in Ukraine. And I thought, how can I use my skills and my background? Because I had quite a big background in Ukraine, 8 years in the business. Yeah. I know manufacturing, I know designing. I have a lot of really useful skills, actually. So I thought, how can I use it for, help my country, help my colleagues in Ukraine, and help myself to survive here. So I came up with the idea to open a distribution company. So quickly I called my close person, shared this idea. He said you can try. So when I looked for a job, and I looked for a job in my industry, so I used to be a fashion designer, I used to produce few fashion brands. I found few empty places which I thought like we can feel it, because what I want to do, I don't want to bring another fashion brands in the market. I want to bring fashion brands which will be unique in the market, will feel like empty places. So I found these places and I'm like, okay, and like services, items, and like, yeah, we can, I see that we can sell it really good here. So yeah, I quickly made business plan, called few owners of the brands, of the manufacturers in Ukraine, present them business plan. They're like, yeah, let's do it. Why not? And because some of them didn't know me, some of them knows me, and they know
From
that
the
I'm
past.
that I'm quite serious about this thing. I'm not like just blah blah person. So they're like, yeah, let's go, let's try. And yeah, for 1 month I already had stock here. For 2 months I opened a shop.
That's amazing. See, it's like where you started off thinking, all right, you've started to apply for a job, which is a natural thing to do when you just come, because you're not willing to just rely on benefits, and that's admirable. That's great. Plus, as you said, you've got all the skills, you've got the setup. It's not like you're coming empty-handed from the perspective of your intelligent luggage, right? And then when it comes to you trying to find out ways to navigate through these uncertainties, you're thinking, oh, right, so there is something that I still know about, right? There's something that I can put in place without me striving too much to find some other new avenues, new skills for me to rely on. Why not just leverage on the back of what I've already got? And then, as you say, within a month or so, just because either people knew you from the past, or you've made new connections, but people believed in the idea, and it was quite a viable idea, given the fact that it's not only, as you say, filling in the gaps, right? So the empty places that you were referencing was that research that you've made in terms of finding out what were those gaps in the market and then trying to fill it in. Once you were growing your current business in the UK, were there any particular challenges that you actually remember now and feel, I've navigated those checkbox?
Oh, I don't know. First of all, the idea to make a distribution company with Ukrainian products for Europe and USA, not new. It's not something that I came up. So a lot of brands would like to supply the products to Europe and US, but it's not so easy. So first of all, you should be crazy enough.
I love that. Yeah.
A lot of challenges. A market totally different. Rules totally different. And I can tell you that not all Ukrainian companies ready to play with these rules. Not all. Plus, the capitalization level here much higher. So you should invest much more money
initially,
or reinvest much more money in a business than in Ukraine, for example, or post-Soviet countries.
Yeah.
Culture totally different. So you should integrate really quickly and make it work. So actually it's a big challenge. It was and it's still a big challenge for me. But for now it's like 2 years of my company. So at the moment we're doing well with this. So we set up a business. I have more than 120 wholesale partners around 3 continents, and it's 80% from them it's US. Huge market, wonderful market for me, for business like mine. We have partners in Europe, almost in all countries. So I think I kind of done it.
You've made it.
Yeah.
Smaglo,
My surname,
Your surname. I'm quoting your surname, trying to translate it in the form of the meaning of it, right?
Yeah, that how to say it in English, right? So my surname, I did it. Yeah.
You did it. You actually did it. Yeah, that's what your surname means, actually. Yeah, that's really inspirational. Thank you so much for sharing this, because not only did I ask you about the challenges just to capitalize a little bit on your initial early early days, but as we can see, it's never ending, right? Because you always want to not stop in one position. There will always be a movement, especially as long as you're driven, right? There was actually this question that Stephen Bartlett asked you on BBC Dragon's Den when you were there a few weeks back. So he's asked you, I think, this element of where this drive comes from. What did you answer?
For him, I did answer that when you're losing everything, it's driving you a lot. You're in another country without money. I don't have a family. I don't have a plan B. I have only this plan, and it should work. So
you're giving it all.
In general, I have a bigger goal.
Yeah.
Until I won't achieve this goal, I can't stop. So that I have now, it's even not close to that goal. So it's no time to stop and, chill.
Yeah, absolutely resonate with you actually on that idea of chilling. There's always time to chill, but it's probably not yet the time to start doing that anyway, right? Now that you're young, as you said yourself, there's a lot of drive there to do something. What about your goal? What's that bigger goal, if you're able to share?
First idea was to bring to the world the best Ukrainian products and services.
Yeah.
I definitely know which product and which services will be better than rest of the world.
Tell me a few examples, if you don't mind. Obviously, I know from fashion perspective, garments and everything. We in Moldova have, imported a lot of products from you guys over the years, historically. Obviously, we're neighbors. But...
Yeah. I started from fashion because it was my background and
yes.
I work in this.
Resonate.
So in fashion, I would like to bring unique brands which haven't been on the market anywhere. I definitely know that we have really good services, beauty services, one of the best in the world in Ukraine. Or, for example, what we're producing in Ukraine from food, from manufacturing something, that people can find in the market in the rest of the world.
And you mentioned as well that, when you came along, obviously there's this Ukrainian community that have helped initially, giving you some advice, some SIM cards to get you going with the communication element. How are you guys interacting now within the community? How does it look like for the Ukrainians in the UK?
I'm the wrong person to ask it. Really, I'm guilty. But I'm really busy. And we have a lot of group chats everywhere, in every city, in every place, and every villages. Ukrainians there. I know that they have a meeting, they celebrate in holidays all together. They have Ukrainian schools. I'm not there. And it's not because I want to separate somehow. I'm working a lot. Every day except Sunday, and sometimes on Sundays also. So, and I'm traveling because, again, my partner's based around the world. So I need to go sometimes make a presentation, teach him how to sell something, or they open a shop. So I'm always somewhere. It's hard to catch me. So I'm really guilty, and I'm always happy to answer if somebody writes me, email me, or texting me. I'm always happy to speak, and if I can help somehow, to help. But what about all these events altogether? I'm bad. I'm not the right person to ask, but I know that they meet all the time, and they have friendships.
Socialize a little bit more, don't they?
Yeah.
And if anything, that time is still something that can come for you whenever you'll be in a position to approach that, I'm pretty sure. But going back to what you've just mentioned around you working with so many other people around the world, and the fact that you are helping the Ukrainians who are there, is creating the jobs, as you said yourself. How? And again, it could be early days, so don't try to charge me for it for asking you this question. But in the 2 years that you've been in the business, how have the Ukrainians in the Ukraine benefited from you helping them out with the jobs, or maybe some other services along the lines? You said mentoring was another element of it.
How Ukrainians
have benefited. So, you mentioned that you're creating obviously the jobs for them, right? Your team is in Ukraine when it comes to be operations or marketing. So talk a little bit about that element.
So basically, I'm giving them orders. I'm giving orders from manufacturers, and it's quite big orders. So they have work. They give work for them.
Yeah.
So they can say work, and we have the money for operation.
Gotcha. You're basically funding all of that activity.
Yeah. Not all, but big part, let's say. Plus, we contributing to Ukrainian economy by taxes.
Yeah.
Which
You're
is,
a taxpayer in the Ukraine.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah. I'm paying taxes in Ukraine, in here.
Quite a big strain, isn't it?
Yeah.
To be a taxpayer all over when it comes to it. But then is the price to pay, I suppose, in terms of...
like in after Dragon's Den in TikTok, a lot of people wrote like, "Oh, refugees go back home." I'm like,
what? Was that the reaction that you got?
Like, who is contributing? I almost...
That's horrendous.
Yeah, almost sure that I'm contributing more taxes than the person who actually wrote it.
People are different people. Yeah. Okay.
So, in general, so we contribute in taxes there, plus donating every day. I'm donating every day for Ukrainian army, for women in Ukrainian army, for women who got back from Russia and been raped or something, for
the mental health of them, isn't it?
Yes, because it's absolutely terrible cases with them. So I'm doing it every day. It's at least, it's not millions, but it's something that I can do for my country, and I hope it will be more and more.
Let's talk a little bit about the Dragon's Den experience, because it was the one where you could shape up, and share the story with the wider audience. Not that the story wasn't there. The story was already there and you had it, but it was the case of you making the others aware that, yay, it's possible, I've just came to this country. I am a refugee, but I can make this happen. So do you, So many of you can also make it happen. So let us talk a little bit about that experience. I know you mentioned that BBC has reached out to you. They've noticed the business operations they already run in the UK. What has happened from then on?
So I was put it in some list, 42 people, successful people under 42 years.
Okay.
And week after, or a few days after, I had a call from BBC. And they invited me to take a part in Dragon's Den. I heard about this show before, but to be honest, never seen it before. So
it's totally fine. You've only just arrived to the UK, right?
Yeah. So I messaged to my PR manager, Claire. She's and said like, I had the call from BBC for Dragon's Den, and my PR manager and my project manager, they were like, yes, we're going there. We're going, like, okay. They were so excited. I'm like, okay, no problem. Then I started to watch it and like, okay, what is this? So I'm not public person. I don't like cameras. I don't like I'm really closed, I'm really
introverted from that perspective, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. So I wasn't sure should I go there or not, but like BBC manager and my team, they were like, everything will be okay, you can do it. I can't do it. I know that I can do it. It's just it's just
keep going.
not comfortable for me. But it's like my goal was pitch my investment in my project. In general, I pitch in my project every day in front of many people. It's just another 5 people with different environment,
Absolutely,
around. So the idea the same. I never pitched investment before. This was quite new for me. But it was quite interesting. So interesting experience, let's say. And it's definitely something it's no difference. For example, if some investment fund asking you pitch investment, or you do it in front of dragons, they're the same investors. Difference that it's looking for million people.
Yeah, it's mediatized, isn't it? It's the
watching
audience.
For million people, but everyone can do it, and you should be just should just prepare yourself. They show like 15-20 minutes of pitching, but it was quite long. I've been there almost 3 hours.
Just for your slot alone?
Yes. I pitched almost all like 2 hours, and we spoke. They show more about my background and that I'm Ukrainian refugee and everything, but we spoke about numbers a lot. First of all, the investors, they don't do charity in this show. If they would decide that my project not investable, they wouldn't give me money.
Definitely.
So it wasn't about, they just show it from this perspective, and I understand why. But you should, if you go there, you should be prepared as usual pitch for usual investor. Know your numbers, figures, and be, if you operate operational manager of your business, in general, no questions there that can find you
by surprise, isn't it? Because you would know it all since you're operating.
I'm looking for my numbers every day. It started. It what from I start my day and what I finish my day. So, nothing like really, really hard. Just pay attention.
Pay attention to
ready,
details.
For professional questions.
That makes sense, actually. Thank you so much for sharing, because as you said yourself, everything comes with good preparation, with good setup beforehand, because you shouldn't expect that things can come easy. Obviously, it's not a charity, as you said, and that's totally quite descriptive of what's happening. And then as part of, obviously, we've discussed your journey, we've discussed your experience within the BBC realm. What's next for Nenya?
We will see. So it all depends from next 2 months. But I already have a strategy. We definitely want to expire for new market. It will be new market. It will be Emirates. We want to expand. We already have some retailers, but we want to expand on Scandinavian markets.
Nice.
We started a new business model, drop shipping. So I really want to go to biggest department stores in the UK and US. It needs special connections, and I hope I will have it somehow with Dragon's helps, or maybe with somebody else helps, because to get to department stores, it's like big and something new for me. So we opened the drop shipping model, and I started retail like 2 months ago. Let's say before, my focus was on wholesale because it's generating much more income, and I established it so it's all looks more sustainable now. So I moved my focus on retail. We had retail all the time, but I see more potential there. That we can grow it. And so all my focus now on retail. And we just growing. I will add some more products in the portfolio. We will make our range wire. Step by step we will get this world.
I love that. I love the vision, of trying to make it happen. As you said earlier, I know I can make it, right? I know I can make it. It's good enough as a starting point, for sure. We've, discussed a little bit more about your journey from when it started, from the moment when you've left it all off and you've come here, you've established the brand, you've established the business, it's rolling already, you've got, all the key elements of the operational setup already done, the expansion when it comes to, expanding the business and everything. But in terms of Yana from the early days, because if anything, the key of the podcast is to uncover the traits of the personality before it has become who it is now, right? That's the key focus of that. Let's talk a little bit about that. That's, if anything, one of my favorite questions. So bear with me. Three keywords that would describe you best. What would they be if you were to choose? Who is Yana Smaglo?
It's really hard, to be honest.
I know it's not an easy question. Usually it's being asked at the interviews, isn't it?
So stubborn, definitely. Definitely passionate.
Passionate.
Pessimistic.
Pessimistic. As in there's an element of you that drags you down.
It's just me. I don't know it drags me down or opposite. It's just I'm really pessimistic. But I think that this quality really good for me. So I'm always ready for the worst case scenario.
Gotcha. Thank you for clarifying.
So you should understand me. Our grandmas always do this cans with. Always had potato in the basement.
I know what you mean.
Always.
Yeah.
And even in the Soviet time, maybe it was necessary. I don't know. I never lived there. But after I remember that I was quite grown and like.
So much time goes into it, doesn't it?
Yeah, like I asked my grandma. I said, like, please don't do it. It's absolutely terrible, hard physical activity to grow,
hard
to
work,
take care about it. All this garden, and she has like huge garden. This potato, like you can buy it. It's not cost so much. Don't do so many jams. Don't do so many these
jars. Like,
that's crazy. Nobody eats it.
Vegetables.
But that was the the lesson of take care about risks. Maybe, she said, maybe we will throw it, but if something happened and we need it, we will have it. So this is about my pessimistic thing. I always thinking about worst case scenario. Always. I never think that everything will be perfect. It's not popular, probably.
Doesn't need
most
to be.
Most people don't think, and they finding me really depressive and pessimistic. It all helps me to prepare for worst case scenario. Good if it's never happened, but if it happened, I'm ready for it, and I already know what to do.
Hence your luggage. That you had it prepared.
Yes.
Because I hear a lot of these stories about our grandmas, like I said earlier in the days, that they had similar sort of setup. So you've inherited that setup from the generation that had to deal with the worst, if anything. That explains it, actually, in a sense that, and I don't suppose that what drives your progress is the belief in the bad or the belief in the good alone. It's probably a mixture of, right? You're somewhat prepared for either of, but by only looking ahead to the more glossy part of that, it's probably leaving a void in you. So you're trying to fill in the void as well, right? Trying to make sure that the readiness is there, which is quite a trait. It's just that, is the perseverance of that, or what do you take? How do you wrap it up? Be it the pessimistic side of it, or be it the side that talks of you as of someone who is there no matter what, is the never give up and this kind of thing. Again, see, it's on my tongue again, on the tip of my tongue. And all of this, tells me that when you were growing up, and thank you again for sharing, this trait is from your childhood, right? It's what you were growing up with, especially when being grown up by Nana, and they leave a lot of good influence on us, with a lot of great competences and skills. Obviously, I absolutely can guarantee that if I asked you who was your key mentor, you'd probably say that it was Nana, wasn't it?
She always support me and everything. So her key call was give me good education.
Yep.
And all at the rest of things, she just being supportive. Never tell me what to do. Never tell me I'm wrong or not. She just was like, I'm with you. Doesn't matter. She just listened to me. That's all. And this probably, I really like it in her, because she gave me a chance to live my life, to get my experience, to express myself. So at the beginning, I wanted to become a fashion designer at 17. She said, like, no, it's not real profession. I don't know what is it. So let's go to uni, take a real profession,
which is the finance element.
Which was the finance, and then we will see. So it was on educational thing. It was only one that she asked me about. Like,
so
you
that's
should
when she
have,
interfered.
like proper education, and she was like into it really much. So when I finished my uni, I worked maybe 1 or 2 years, and then I decided to go to study design. Yeah. And at that point, she was really supportive. She like, okay, now you did my
ask,
yeah. Now you can do anything, but you won't make a decision. So I really like it. I do sport, and it was my coach. So I did athletic running. And my coach was one of the biggest mentor in my childhood.
Nice.
Yeah, and he...
So for mummies to invest in sports for their kids?
Yeah, he was someone who made me not give up.
To be a little bit more resilient in terms of...
Yeah. Be resilient, like, we have a goal, we should go. We don't cry, we don't give up. We should go with training, we do more and more. If you want to achieve this, you need to do as, I don't know, if you want to run faster, you need to take a result of the person who run it faster and do it even
better.
faster. Yeah.
Do better, yeah.
So he was definitely, he put a lot of this on me, and my character was really,
shaped up by it.
Yes, after it. And it's what I can say. All my mentors, it wasn't like one person who perfect for everyone, but yes. I always, and it's my advice for everyone, you should listen people who live the life that you want to live. Not Brilliant. Everyone. Now, especially with social media, everyone open their mouth. And really, sometimes I'm reading and it's like, it's absolutely...
mind-boggling, isn't it?
Yes, and people shouldn't read it. And a lot of people read it and, taking it as a super
gospel,
knowledge. Right? Yeah. Mm-hmm. You should listen only that people who live the life that you want to live. You should listen business mentor, only that business mentor who built the business that you want to build.
Fair enough.
That's all. Don't listen. Everyone now has
an opinion.
Yeah, and free to talk about it on social media. It's good, but you need to, filter it.
I was looking for the same word, filter. Such a stellar word, this one. Mm-hmm.
So for me, my mentors, especially in business, you will never see them in social media. Never. They have no even profiles there. This is and it's somehow it's happened that they were the best mentors for me, business mentors. They put in me a lot of really right things. So, people who speak in a lot when they have time for business.
Good question. Good observation. There we go. Or maybe they have a team who do it for them, but then,
Maybe.
in that case, they are the business people,
It's all tricky. I'm
tricky.
I'm
Yes,
not telling that everyone, all of them. No. Yeah, sometimes you establish a business and you want, for example, you establish, everything goes smooth, and you want to share your experience with different people. Yeah, you contribute your knowledge.
Yes, makes sense.
So but you need to sort these people. Someone do this. Someone just speaking to speak.
Yana, you're describing to me one of the most important traits that are being quoted by the same business coaches or whoever else might be, or bestseller authors. But this trait is called critical thinking.
Yes.
Isn't it?
Absolutely.
Is what you're asking people to do in terms of not take things for what they seem to be, but rather do a little bit of analysis, do a bit of filtering as well, right? And then try and see if it's really worth your time, because sifting through social media these days takes a lot of our time ultimately. And it's a great topic, which is probably something that we might need to think about and talk about on a separate episode whatsoever. But now that we're approaching towards the end of the episode, would there be something that you felt resonated with you so much over your entire experience so far that has brought you here where you are today, that you might want to pass on as an advice to people who would be listening to the episode?
What I definitely can say, that don't think that it's something. For example, if you're refugee, not even refugee, just you sit in your home and you want to start a life or start a business or start some project. Don't think that something not achievable. Absolutely not. I have a super simple background from my childhood. I've been raised by my grandma. We haven't been rich or something. Everything achievable. Or, for example, if somebody would tell me like 5 years ago, that I will open my shop in London, I would never believe in it. Everything achievable, you should just do it. You just see what you want. Don't
have a goal, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's where it starts from.
Don't be afraid of it. Don't be afraid of asking help or just express yourself. Because I remember I asked my friend, local friend, we met when I just arrived to the UK. We just met, and he asked me like, what's your plans? What are you gonna do? And I said, I'm going to open a shop. And,
love that.
And like
as simple as that. Just
and after
well.
I asked him like, do you remember that moment? Did you believe me? And he was like, yeah, you were so confident.
So convincing. Yeah.
So you were so confident. No, like your face was so confident. I'm like, she was opening a shop. Like
that's amazing. I love that. So that's a great ending.
Don't be afraid to say it. And if I wouldn't say about my project, I would never do this. Because how it started, I just escaped. I just arrived to the UK. I was first refugee. And Yorkshire Post take interview with me. And during this interview, I told that I want to set up a business. And this is how everything started. So I didn't afraid, because usually if I'm saying something, it's like I'm showing this. I'm never say
for the sake of it.
Yeah. So I was like, I want to open a business, and a lot of people come around. A lot of people supported me, tried to helping, still helping. So yeah, everything real, even the craziest idea can be real. Just you need to do something, you need to say about it, you need to have a plan how to achieve it. Yeah, that's all. And find a right people for achieve it, and just to inspire you. It should be really right people around you.
Yana, you're speaking from the heart, and that's the case of a mentor. Just so you know, I was just literally laid back and like, oh my gosh, this lady, when she's opening up, she's there. Thank you so much for being there, for being here in particular, and for showing all of your insights and wisdom. Thank you, lovely.
Thank you so much. Thank you.